Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any presentation?
Sir.
Okay.
Not clear that here.
No public forum. Any principals have any report to give today? Nothing new, okay. Mr. Hall, turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. Update on the turf. We will be breaking ground Monday. And they'll be working around the clock, what they told us, even probably some on the weekends. So they got a 10-week time frame, and I want to thank you guys that showed up out there at our meeting that day with the group. They were very appreciative also too of your questions and also of your value that you put for your schools in this project. So they told me to tell you they're very appreciative of you guys that showed up that day. We'd like to announce that on June 19th, there'll be no summer school. Also, central office will be closed in observance of June 19th. That is a federal holiday. So we will be the central office will be closed on that day. Okay, that's about all I have. I mean, other than getting ready to start in the interview process, start getting people in place. That'll be going on here probably the next 2 weeks. That's a busy time. So I'll be in and out between those and also out on the projects out there. Hope to get around next week too, also in every building and sit down with the principals. So looking forward to that and looking forward to getting everybody in place and getting the school year started because it will be here before we know it. So, guys, that's all I have. If you have questions for me.
Any kind of ceremony of the groundbreaking?
I won't be there with lawn chair and hot dogs, so you're more than welcome to come bring a hot dog.
No, that's a hot dog.
There you go.
We'll
Yes,
be
sir.
there. All right, that brings us to item number 7. In accordance with Board Policy number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda for all items to be acted upon during the regular monthly meeting of June 13th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Sharp, Dr. Murphy, Mr. Silcox, Ms. Terry, Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. King, Mr. Stanley.
Item number 8, in accordance with the Scott County Board of Education Policy number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on the consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on the regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox, Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. King, Mr. Stanley, Dr. Murphy, Ms. Terry, Ms. Sharp.
Item 9A, the Huntsville Volunteer Fire Department has asked permission to use the Huntsville Middle School football field as the base of operation for detonating fireworks during the Fireman's 4th Festival. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox, Ms. Terry, Ms. Sharp, Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy.
Okay, item 9B, the Children's Health and Maintenance Plan is administered through the Alqui organization and provides dental screening for students in the Scott County school system. Alqui is requesting access to student TCAP scores and attendance data in order to analyze the relations of dental scores to school performance. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Are we allowed to give them scores? Is there a problem with getting discussion?
I don't know.
What's that said again now?
Can't have discussion till we get a second.
Do I have a second on this, or is somebody discussion?
I'll second it.
Okay. Vote on roll call.
Now we discuss, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Are we allowed to give them tickets?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right.
Yes, we always
Make
have.
positive.
Yes, we always have.
But it's the only
Ones that's in the
that are being
program.
serviced.
Yes.
Any other discussion? If not, vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. King? Mr. Stanley? Dr. Murphy? Ms. Terry? Ms. Sharp? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Item 9C, according to the board policy number 4.302, board approval is needed for out-of-state and overnight trips. Do I have a motion for those listed?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. Sharp? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King? Mr. Stanley? Dr. Murphy? Mr. Silcox? Ms. Terry?
Okay, Item 9D, the Dollar General Foundation has awarded the Scott County School System a Literacy Foundation grant. These funds will be used for literacy activities. Do I have a motion? to
Make a
accept?
motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Ms. King. Ms. Kidd. Ms. Sharp. Ms. Terry. Mr. Silcox. Dr. Murphy. Mr. Stanley.
This including the Perkins basic budget. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Dr. Murphy?
Murphy.
Ms. Sharp? Ms. Terry?
Terry.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
King.
Mr. Stanley?
Stanley.
Item 9F, the Finance Department opened bids and was sent to the board for your consideration. In special ed, speech, Grace Rehab Services for Skyline Robbins and Winfield, Stellar Therapy for Birchfield, Fairview, and Huntsville Elementary Middle School, and OT-PT with Grace Rehab. Do I have a motion?
I make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Terry? Ms. Sharp?
Okay, item 9G, in accordance with Scott County Board of Education policy number 5.117, the Board of Education can grant tenure to those teachers who exhibited satisfactory performance as a teacher upon the recommendation of the director of schools. Do I need to read these, or are we all okay with it?
We can see.
And I have a motion.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp? Ms. Terry? Mr. Silcox? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Item 9H, in accordance with Scott County Board of Education policy number 2.806 concerning bids and quotations, all purchases of supplies, materials, equipment, and contractual services in excess of $25,000 may be based on competitive bids. That's the fencing around the football field, the concrete pad to go around the concession stand.
Motion.
It's not just a, sorry.
Any discussion?
Did we get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it says here to go around the concession plus the visitor's sideline
To the visitor sideline.
coming around.
Goes around that side, yes, to the visitor sideline.
And just to clarify, if I may, that these areas did not qualify for the Sourcewell
Yes.
bid, so that's why these are gonna be bid separately.
Yes, there was an item also put in the original contract that stated that they would do the finish of the concrete work. They have removed that, sent a new contract. I haven't, I just got it 10 minutes before we started here. I'll send everyone a copy. You know, we priced everything there together on the Sourcewell, but when Miss Ginger talked to the auditors, they said it could not be placed in.
Those
She
two areas.
relayed that to Mr. Beatty also as well, so.
So does that lower the cost of everything? I mean, are they taking, if that was included? in
That was not including the price that I gave you in that contract.
Okay.
Okay?
There's
That's
a
outside of
price
that.
sheet. I'm
Price
sorry,
sheet also in that contract.
I saw that, yes.
Lists
Yes.
everything
Right.
that's included.
This
And
was not in
those two
that-
things are not included. in
Even
that.
alternatives, it wasn't in there? No? Okay.
Alternative.
Meaning other things to be done
Oh,
that's
no,
not
no,
necessary
no.
listed
Yeah.
individually.
It's all on that price sheet. Everything is there.
Brings us to
Oh,
nine.
we got to vote.
Oh,
Yeah, we voted. Okay.
vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Sharp? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Now, item 9, East Tennessee Children's Hospital would like to continue with the Scott County Schools to provide telehealth to all students for the 2024-2025 school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp? Ms. Terry? Mr. Silcox? Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Okay. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Mr. Silcox, you have anything you want to add, or Ms. Colleen?
Yes.
Okay.
Today I went out to look at the new road that had went in by the museum, and Mr. Patton was out there working by himself, and I'm just gonna tell you, I was ashamed. I mean, here we were over here last week, looking at the field, how much money we're putting into it, and all these people's gonna be coming in and out and stuff getting done, and we got a man over here building a colony by himself. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know what we need to do to fix that, if we need to take the money that the county gave us. I know they're working on a grant some, but if we have to take the money that the county gave us to help get him some help, I'm all for that.
There's some money in that grant. We've had several people, we're on 20 extra days, I mean 40 extra days at one time. Those people no longer wanted to be a part of that. Mr. Hammy, now if we can go out and recruit and find some people to work, absolutely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we have to advertise to pay people to go up there and work with him, then I'm all for it. I mean, when I come out here, his truck's still out there. He's still working by himself. Mr. Hall was there, Tim Hall,
Yeah.
and he was listing, categorizing things. And appreciate all the people that's doing all that, the logging and everything, logging every item and everything. But Mr. Patton is one man, and he can't do it all by himself. I was ashamed. I was ashamed to even quit talking to him and leave because he's there by himself. Something's got to give there. And there are also items out there that have been taken down, like the playground equipment, different things. That stuff needs to go. It's just, that would drive me nuts trying to work and stuff stacked everywhere. He has no use for it. If he and I talked, if it's stuff that we can sell and that money go toward the museum, you know, we need to, I would really rather all of us go out there and meet with him and let him show us around and what all he has got to do, what all he has done, what all is sitting around out there that needs to go. Because before the next board meeting, I'd like to see it on the agenda for us to sell some of that stuff and get it out of there.
We can count on get on gov deals, I mean, that could be done.
Mhm.
We can do that ASAP, I mean.
Well, he needs help ASAP.
Jeremy, who supervises that project?
The museum project?
Yes.
Mr. Patton is the director of the museum.
And so he supervises anybody that comes in and works for him, is that what you're telling me?
That's right.
Okay, so they answer to him?
Yes.
Okay, so if they're late for work, he would document it and bring it to you, is that the way it works?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, is there not some kids that are hired to help?
You guys
We
want,
have one right now.
Okay, I knew that had been done in the past, so
In the past, there's been students working.
well, there's one.
yeah, we
And
got a
during
grant
school,
through,
and during school, I don't think the kids are down there to help that much.
Well,
we used to have the grant that Gary got with Tom Payne, from JDPA. With that, he'd always have like 4 workers. A lot of times too, when we had the real school, we used the real school workers up in the summer, they got a credit, they took summer school, got a credit. Now, that probably no longer going, but, yeah, we do what we need to do.
If I was Chad Patton, I'd done told us what we could do with it. I'll just tell you. I mean, it's too much for just him to do. And he's a good man, he's a good carpenter, he knows what he's doing, he's a good teacher. And I hate to see him burn out and ready to walk out of there. And I think he is pretty much to that point.
Ms. Shaw, have anything?
Ms. Ann? Ms. Margaret?
You know, I always do. In the new policy that's coming out and has to be adopted, from my understanding, before school starts next year, is artificial intelligence. And we've talked about this, Bill, and we sent all that stuff to you. But some of these teachers may want to be looking into programs that you can use at your school and the ones you do not want to use at your school, because it has to be listed what programs, is that right? I'm telling this right? What programs you want to use in your school, especially the English department, ELA. Okay. So you may want to be looking at that and shooting Mr. Bond some ideas. I think they meet with Mr. Bond pretty soon, is
What's
that
it,
right?
the AI, baby talking,
It's, I've known about it about an hour.
Oh, I didn't even know you was
About
there.
an hour ago you called. So I hadn't heard about it. So.
Okay.
just come out.
4214. Okay.
This is something that we're gonna have to talk about.
Yes.
You don't want me making curriculum decisions.
That's the reason I said those
I'm a tech
teachers,
guy.
you know, those teachers can put some input into it
Yeah, but
also.
the way I read that, there's gonna be some enforcement and things like that that need to talk, we've got a principals meeting next week, so we'll talk more about it then, I think, but yeah, it seems really heavy-handed, to be
is.
honest.
It is, it is.
Well, that's the way it seems everything's getting.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, how much can you do?
Thank you, Greg.
Vote on roll call.
Yes, sir.
Vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Adjourn.